Hello and welcome to Die. It is Frame Trap, episode number 2 for the week of September 6th. We are live here once again at Southtown Arcade, located in the always lovely San Francisco, California. My name is Mr. Jared. I'm the creative director of iPlayWinner. Right here we got EMP Hans, the CEO and founder of iPlayWinner.com. How are you?
Doing pretty well today. How you doing?
Great. How's your recruitment tape going?
Well, I'm still doing push-ups and sit-ups, so it's still gonna. I still have to get in a little better shape before.
Because you got to be in great shape to be in the Empire.
Yeah, to rough it out on the mean streets of New York. I think
Yeah. I would not be able to survive. So we have a ton of news to get to today. We got new games from Atlus. We got we got new games from Arc System Works. We got new characters from Capcom, and Skullgirls. I mean, there is a lot to get out to. But before we get to the news today, we actually want to take a step back to last week's episode, the premiere episode of Frame Trap here in our pilot season. You may recall that it was our Penny Arcade Expo roundup, and we talked about just about every fighting game, but one game that some people accused us of going on blast a bit, and rightfully so, was Atlus, the publisher of King of Fighters 13. As you recall, we had a few things to say about how difficult it may have been to locate King of Fighters 13. We had some criticism about maybe how they were presenting it, but actually it's a really great thing that we did air out those grievances because Hans has some news on that front.
Yeah, well, first off, shout-outs to The Answer, Oscar. He's a big-time name in the KOF community, and he has a pretty good working relationship with Atlus. And I guess they reached out to him, or maybe vice versa, but they saw the last episode, and as far the way the conversation went is it sounds like they're going to take some steps to start reaching out to the community even more now and see what they can do to, I guess, get the game in front of more players. So there's nothing set in stone yet. We're still waiting on a few things on our end, of course, but I just think it's really cool that they're watching and they said, hey, these guys are hungry for the game. They want to see more of the game. We're going to see what we can do to get it out there to the players. So kudos to Atlus for not only tuning in and watching the show, but also reaching out to the KOF community, and hopefully, like I said, we'll get to see the game even more before its actual release.
Yeah, and it always sucks to be in this kind of position and have to basically be like, behold, Optic Blast, and put a publisher like that who is really putting their necks out to put out a game like King of Fighters 13. We really just want that game to, get its due. This is for the King of Fighters series. It's really its best chance right now to finally become popular in the U.S. It's the right timing. It's the right game. Yeah. The hype is there. We really just want nothing but the best for King of Fighters 13. So yeah, absolutely. Shout outs to Atlus for tuning in. We hope you guys are here this week as well.
Yeah, hopefully they're watching now. I don't know. So
we were really stoked to receive word from them. Hopefully this means some really great things in the future because like I said, we really want nothing else but the best for King of Fighters. It's a really 13 is a really exceptional game.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal game. I mean, as you guys know, we've been streaming it every other Sunday here at Southtown, building a great community around the game. A lot of even former Street Fighter players are getting into it. So I think we have a lot to look forward to when it comes to that game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. So we are going to take a very brief break. Bake them away, toys. What is wrong with me today? We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we're going to hit you up with the news. So stay tuned. All right, we are back here on Frame Trap. Thank you guys very much for sticking with us for the next hour. Before we get to the news, I just want to give a really quick shout out to our new friends at the GiantBomb.com community who are tuning in this week. As you may or may not know, I was on Thursday Night Throwdown on Giant Bomb, and those guys were really great to me. It was a lot of fun showing the world how bad I am at Third Strike now. But the Giant Bomb community has always been really great to us at iPlayWinner, always tuning in, and we're definitely thankful for all their hard work for us.
And what is Thursday Night Throwdown? Is that like where they get online and play against other people?
Yeah, it's the guys from Giant Bomb. They play their community. It's like Team Fortress or StarCraft or whatever the game released that week is. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We played a Mortal Kombat arcade collection, which we'll be talking about in just a moment. And I humiliated myself in Third Strike, but that is nothing new. So. So our first big topic of the week here is Arc System Works announces a 2D sprite-based fighting game on the popular Japanese RPG series Persona. Before we went on air, Hans turned to me and said, "Do you know anything about Persona?" And I said, well, think of it as the Bully of Japan. It's kind of this weird, it's a Japanese RPG where it's like, very high school elements thrown in there, and a bunch of kids and demons. That's about as best as I can explain it. But it's a pretty popular series. So the fighting game, which Arc System Works announced last week. You look at it, the screenshots are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks great. I got to say, I think it looks really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the one of the things that I really like about it is it's very colorful. Like, one of the special attacks you saw in there's like a rainbow going on it. I'm all for that. But it is an Arc System fighter. I mean, I feel as though I've been there before. I remember seeing the first screenshots of Blade Blue, and I was like, that looks sick. And then I wasn't too much of a fan of the game itself.
The whole thing I thought was a little puzzling is, as Jared just mentioned, I have never played Persona. I know nothing about the game. Of course, I'm familiar with Arc System Works. What I found most puzzling is where's the next Guilty Gear? I think it's like reading a lot of the text, they seem really amped to be working with Persona's an ATLUS game, as far as I know.
ATLUS published.
I published it. Well,
I know they published it.
It's not like they had ATLUS is working really closely with Arc System Works on the game. Looks like they're putting a lot of time and care into the game. So yeah, I'm sure for people who are into like BlazBlue or and whatnot, they'll probably really enjoy this game. But I think we're at the point now where it's been so long since we've seen a real Guilty Gear game come out, and I think that's what the fans are really clamoring for. So,
you didn't like Guilty Gear 2 Overture? That didn't do it for you?
Oh man, yeah. I remember getting Game Informer when that game was announced. Just like, what the hell is this? This is not a fighting game. And
the other part that concerns me, because again, the screenshots look absolutely gorgeous, and that is literally all we have to go on right now. But Arc System Works is also 0 for 1 on licensed fighters. You may remember they did the Fist of North Star fighting game, which, again, I saw the screenshots. I said, this is going to be amazing. Saw video, even better. And then you play it and you realize, isn't
that game like really, really popular in Japan, though?
It was at SBO. Yeah, I know that much.
That's the game where you get like the one hit kills like in the third round, and it's like super hype. I don't know.
Like the moves and stuff are hype, but it's like there was a lot of issues with that game.
Yeah,
like I mean, it is one of those games that some would argue that it's so broken it's good.
Yeah, I think that's where it lies. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so only time will tell how this turns out. I know a lot of people are excited about it. The fans of Persona are extremely passionate about it. I know that they're really excited. If anything, this could be one of those games that pulls new players into the fighting game community. So fingers crossed that it turns out well. Because you know what? I want to like Arc System games so bad. I want to like them so bad. I was a fan of the Guilty Gear series. I actually like Battle Fantasia. That's actually probably my favorite Arc game.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's unique. It had a lot going for it. I felt. I really want to be a fan of theirs because I just want more 2D sprite based games.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I mean, you have to give it up to him for continuing the trend with a 2D sprite game. I mean, I think that's awesome. And I hate to keep on talking about King of Fighters, but I think that's honestly one of the main draws for me for those games. Is I just come from I think most of us who started playing games before Street Fighter 4, all we knew was 2D games.
Yeah.
So it's really good to see them keeping the 2D genre alive, like true 2D sprite based fighting games. So. I mean, I'm the type of guy who's going to try out every fighting game that comes out, so I'm definitely going to give it a shot. And obviously, Arc System Works has learned a lot ever since Fist of the North Star and previous Guilty Gears, BlazBlue. So I'm sure, and there's a lot more competition out there these days too with a lot of fighters. So I'm sure they'll knock it out of the park. But make another Guilty Gear, BlazBlue cross Guilty Gear, whatever it takes. I think. it doesn't really take a brain surgeon to really figure out that that's really what the fans want to see here.
Oh, yeah,
so,
I never put those two pieces together. That would be pretty sick.
Well, I mean, they may not want the crossover BlazBlue Guilty Gear, but I think that definitely makes sense moving forward. So we'll see. Maybe that's already in the works. Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like we said last week when we were talking about King of Fighters, I want to see more 2D games on the main stage of Evo. That's really what I want.
Right.
So, hey, speaking of 2D fighters, there was one released last week. In fact, there were 3 of them released last week, and they were all in one big collection. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection was released last week on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. It's a collection of the original Mortal Kombat 2, and my personal favorite, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. It claims to feature online play. It does have online play. It's just whether or not you really want to use it is up to you. That's up to your discretion.
Yeah. Well, you played it Giant Bomb?
Yes.
Right?
We did play it on Thursday Night Throwdown.
What happened?
So here's the thing about Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection. I think that this series is destined to never have proper ports of the original trilogy of games. So, a lot of the games, or all 3 of these games, feature some sort of technical flaw to them.
Right.
The original Mortal Kombat, the sound, like there's issues with the sound. In Mortal Kombat 2, there's a lot of graphical glitches. Like just a lot of the backgrounds just don't look proper.
Yeah.
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, that I'm actually not totally sure what's wrong with it. But one thing that is for sure pretty much wrong with all of them is that the online play. Very chaotic, very very laggy. It's really disappointing because they got some things right. For example, in the original Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 release for Xbox Live, you couldn't change the buttons. You couldn't remap the buttons. This time they actually do the button remap, properly, where you just push the button you want, and that's about it.
Right.
But it's there's still just a lot wrong with that game, and it's
they said they mentioned on Twitter.
Yes.
It's Warner Brothers Studios now.
Yeah, it's like you want it. You want to say Midway so bad. I know.
But they announced on Twitter that a patch is coming for the game. I guess there's some issues with various issues with the games themselves, and then as you mentioned, the online play. So it sounds like they're going to try to clean up a lot of that stuff, which is cool. But at the same time, I was left a little like when I heard it wasn't like a perfect port in that there were some things missing, the online play or whatever the case may be, whatever happened. I was frankly a little confused. That seemed like it'd be a pretty easy thing to port over. So, I mean, I'm not a developer, obviously. I don't know the ins and outs of this, but it just seemed like, okay.
Every re-release of these games has something that's wrong with it. And I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, and it's really heartbreaking to know that the best port of Mortal Kombat 1 is like the PC version, which I think might be unplayable. Maybe if you use DOSBox, you can use it. But it's you would have to jump through a hoop for it. My theory is that when you turn on the game, there's actually an powered by Unreal Engine logo, which I believe is actually for like the little 3D menus they use.
Oh, really? Okay.
My theory is that you ever see that video of Minecraft where the guy builds the computer in Minecraft? My theory as to why these ports got so screwed up is someone said, "Hey, you want to see something really sick about Unreal Engine? I built MAME in it. Unreal Engine's running MAME. Yeah, now check this out. Boom and." But no, I mean that can't be the case. But you are right. Nether Brothers, Nether Realm,
Warner Realm,
Warner Realm. Anyways, on the official Mortal Kombat page on Facebook, they did say that they are aware of these issues. They are gonna issue some patches. Like you said, this should not be difficult.
Yeah,
but
we have,
and it's not just Mortal Kombat. We have seen this in other re-releases of classic games where it's like, oh, this should be a slam dunk, and then you find out like a simple ROM dump turns into just a disaster.
Yeah, and I think the thing is you also have the fans who are always really looking for every small detail that might be wrong with the game or any sort of inconsistencies. I mean, as close to Arcade Perfect as Third Strike Online Edition is, players are still having a hard time adjusting to lag on their monitors and little just inconsistencies here and there. So it's it's not really surprising that you do see ports come out that aren't absolutely arcade perfect. It almost seems like that's just a complete myth that can even happen at this point, you know. But again, for these games, they've been out so long. You played them on Genesis, Super Nintendo, the arcade, whatever. You'd think that as a downloadable title would be sort of cut and dry. So I was just really surprised to hear there was issues with it. So anyway, I hope NetherRealm clears up the issues with the next patch real quick. And this is one game I think I definitely like to check out if that's the case. So.
And before we move on, one little thing is that the project for Arcade Kollection actually began as the HD remake of Mortal Kombat. Remember, there were some screenshots floating out.
Wait, what happened to that?
I believe it just cost kind of like an HD remix. Too much money, too much time, and so they said, you know what, probably better if we just.
Okay, because I remember I was a little confused when I saw this announcement. I was like, wait, wasn't this supposed to be like an HD or something, or is this some other game? I don't know. Maybe we'll get some clarification in the future, but I think having a graphic filter is one thing, but actually redoing the entire sprites for these games can.
But wouldn't that have been awesome? Like,
oh yeah, that would have been sick.
Shooting live actors in like 1080p just for a remake of Mortal Kombat, and I have to say, playing it again was a little it was one of those games where I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone back and played Mortal Kombat 1 because you walk on a grid and then you can attack, and it's like, whoa, I don't remember this, but I did remember all the fatalities, so that was
really I don't remember any of the fatalities.
Yeah, I do remember that, but no, but there is a certain charm to the original Mortal Kombat because they wanted to make a very kung fu a classic kung fu movie style game, and they took that very seriously, and it's got this really great and sensible art direction that kind of stands up to this day. It's hokey and it's cheesy, but that's Mortal Kombat. That's what the fans love about it. So hopefully they fix all those issues, because I would really love to buy it. Just to play Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 with button remaps. Wow, wouldn't that be incredible?
I mean, honestly, I'd like to see a completely new like the Mortal Kombat 10. I'd love for it to be. I mean, I don't know. I like the direction they took. Mortal Kombat 9. So I mean, I think if they just keep moving in that direction, I'm totally fine with that. I mean, a full HD remix of the older games is one thing, but even with Mortal Kombat 9, there's been some issues here and there. But the NetherRealm has been really good about releasing patches. Yeah, I just love to see them keep putting their resources, I think, into Mortal Kombat 10, the next installment in the series.
Yeah, I can agree to that because I feel like I missed the boat with Mortal Kombat 9. I was super hyped for them. I was like, I was booked for nationals. I was doing all this stuff, and then real life got in the way. So I feel like I missed the boat. So I'm really excited for what we see with Mortal Kombat next. And speaking of next, I think it's time to take another quick break here. So when we come back, we'll be talking about the Fighter Cross Shooter event, new Skullgirls characters, so please stay tuned. All right, welcome back to Frame Trap on iPlayWinner TV, your definitive source for esports and cyber athleticism. I am your virtual cyber athlete commentator, Mr. Jared. I'm joined here by EMP Hans.
No, I'm not quite.
I'm sorry, not yet.
Yeah, don't get my hopes up.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just really holding out for you, man. I hope it happens. All right, so this past weekend in Chicago, Illinois, Focus Fire held an event, Fighter Cross Shooter, and Floe. Jesus Christ, EG Floe placing top 8 in every single fighting game. First place in Super Street Fighter 4, Third Strike Online Edition, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, a mystery game tournament. He got second in Super Turbo, and then he got 7th in Mortal Kombat. But you can't hate him on him for that. Yeah. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I mean, he went out there and dominated, and as I know most of the viewers know, Floe is from the Midwest, and just for him to go back and completely dominate things is pretty awesome. So congrats to Floe. You kind of fell off Mortal Kombat. Don't know what's going on there, bud. But on the other games,
it's hard to be like, but maybe you should have done better.
Yeah, no, he's definitely proven his worth. I think the thing about this that I found most entertaining was actually Justin Wong on Twitter. J Wong GG is his Twitter, by the way, if you're not following him already. But he was just completely popping off at I guess it was like Stream Monsters or people within comments about like Floe's performance, and I guess they said he didn't deserve to win Super Street Fighter 4 because he used Yang, and I think let's hear your thoughts on it. What do you think?
I think that's really funny because just a few months ago we were saying about, if Yun wins a tournament, that's BS. And then after Evo, Fei Long, he's super broken. Yeah. Now we're at Yun? Really, guys?
Yang. Yeah,
now we're at Yang.
Well, here's the thing: is I think a lot of the stream monsters and comment monsters or just whoever, they think that a lot of these players are here for their entertainment. Like, that they're there to, like, put on a show for them. And no, that's not the case. They're there to win. And they're going to do whatever it takes to win. And, yeah, I mean, Floe could have used Yun, who is, I think, most people won't deny that he's probably the most powerful character in the game. But no, he used Yang, whatever. I mean, still a good character. But at the end of the day, he went there to win. And he did what he set out to do. He won a ton of tournaments. And, again, the players don't enter tournaments thinking, oh, man, I know a lot of people are watching. Let me see if I can get, like, the stylish combo off or see if I can make the chat explode.
Yeah.
That sort of thing just happens in tense moments, and, that stuff really can't be planned. So, you guys have to understand that the mentality of a tournament player isn't to, go with a low-tier character and see if maybe they can get through the brackets. No, they're there to win and make money and make their sponsors happy.
Yeah, I mean, no one, that guy who picks Hakan in that tournament, he's not picking Hakan to try and prove low tier. He's probably picking him because, he's either very passionate about the character or he very unfortunately that's the only character he's good with. I see that a lot with comment monsters, or they tune in the tournaments and they're always like, pick Sakura. Why aren't you doing that? And it's
it's always about, and they usually say it about, I think it was like the same thing with like Viscont winning Evo with like Phoenix. You hear, well, if he wasn't using Phoenix, this, that, and the other, blah blah blah, and it's like, come on, man, these guys have been in the scene for so long. They've been playing these games for so long, and they have just this real intimate knowledge of these games, and not even that, but like player tendencies. They grind all the matchups. So there's a lot more to like winning a tournament or blowing up the brackets than just picking a top tier character.
Because if it was that easy, then no one else would play any other character other than top tier.
Yeah. So I don't know. But again, congrats to Floe.
Yeah.
And shout outs to Keats from SRK. I know he puts on some great tournaments, and it's judging from the comments and some posts on Twitter, it sounds like this was no exception. It sounds like you really blew it out of the park. So, good job.
Yeah, awesome job to everybody involved there. Speaking of awesome, new Skullgirls characters, or is it awesome? I don't know. We'll have to explore this a bit. So over on the official PlayStation blog, that was the first announcement of it. They announced a new character for Skullgirls, Miss Fortune. I just got it. Get it? It's like.
Let's take a look. Okay. So what's this character all about? Do we have any details on Miss Fortune?
Her name is Miss Fortune, and she's a cat burglar with a penchant for puns. See, it was a pun.
Okay.
While stealing a powerful, life-giving artifact, the Mafia captured her, cut her up, and left her for dead on the bottom of the ocean. But the artifact kept her alive. So now she can detach her head, separate her limbs, and generally dismember herself to perform a variety of amusing and grotesque feats of combat. Well,
it sounds like a female Dawson.
Or Boskonovich from Tekken 6. She pops off her head.
Yeah.
I thought the character, I was like, hey, that's actually kind of tasteful for Skullgirls. And then I noticed the underboob, and I was like, okay. But, I was not alone in, people popping off about, of course, new Skullgirls character. It's controversy all over again. You got to hop back on that wagon. So the lead animator of Skullgirls, who I unfortunately don't have her name, I only have her Twitter handle, Kinkukakes, said, quote, "Not everything that's sexy is instantly exploitative. It's a fine line, but we're all well aware, and we still try to make it tasteful." I thought that was a very interesting comment because when I actually found it, I was on my lunch break at my day job, and for someone making a comment on tastefulness, her background on Twitter was so not safe for work. I have never command W'd so fast in my life. That was like Yamazaki. Dude, I was like, just like, ugh.
You sent me the link, and I'm lucky that I actually work from home. Like, boom! I was like, whoa, Skullgirls! I am mad hype. Let's go.
Blown up.
Yes. But I think the thing is just the way that, as far as I know, there are like male characters coming for Skullgirls. I don't know if they're going to be like right out of the gates, or it's going to be DLC or whatever the case is. But I think the way the game has been marketed right out of the gates, is. It's a little risque to say the least. And, at the same time, I think they're targeting their demographic, pretty well. I think there's a lot of people who are, just into that sort of art style and those types of games. And I think it'll go over really well with them. And, let's face it. I mean, I think Reverge Labs they're the developer, not the publisher, or I don't know.
Developer, I believe.
Yeah. In any case, they've done a great job, along with Mike Z, getting the game out there and getting it in front of a lot of people. There's a lot of really cool gameplay mechanics. So I think I don't think we're alone when we're saying we hope that the game isn't held back by the art style.
Oh yeah, I mean, you never go into a fighting game hoping that it fails, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the frustration regarding Skullgirls is that it's a game that is, it has this perceived clout behind it. It has this developer that's saying, we're taking this all very seriously. We want to make it for serious fighting game fans. We want to solve all these problems that have, perhaps plagued similar games in the past. And yet it's presented in a way that is immediately polarizing.
Yeah.
You take one look at the game and you either love it or you hate it.
Right.
And, it's... That can be good and it can be bad. On one hand, you have people who will be very passionate about it.
Right.
On the other, you have people who just flat out won't touch it.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what I was getting to before. Is I think if they came out of the gates and showed off maybe like some of the male characters, or I think Peacock was a good change of pace because you had the two lead female characters. I think it was Philia. I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not entirely sure. But then you had Peacock, who was really cool character design, and I like they were kind of going in that direction. But I think maybe if they just started showing a little more of the character diversity that's maybe behind closed doors, I think that might pull more people into checking out the game a bit more.
Yeah. I mean, because it is not a whole lot of fun to be trying to convince your friends to be like, hey, come play this cool new fighting game, Skullgirls, and the first thing you see is bouncing breastises and panty shots every 3 frames. Some people might be really into that. I am kind of... I won't say like adverse to that, because I'm the guy who walks around with a Bayonetta arcade stick, all right? I'm the guy who defends games like Bayonetta,
well, I think,
which are like hyper-sexual, hyper-violent, stuff like that. So that kind of stuff is like, I'm clearly okay with that, but Skullgirls it's a little different. Let's just say that.
And I'll just say it again. I think mixing up the characters, bringing maybe some more of the characters out, similar to Peacock or some of the male characters they have in development, getting those out there and getting those in front of people, I think would be really good for the game.
Watch them introduce a male character, and it'll have like bouncing junk.
Oh my god! Well, they just take it to that level.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. It'll be like a Dudley's duck animation. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go look up Dudley's duck animation. Load up Third Strike Online Edition, go into training mode, and just duck a couple times. You'll know what I'm talking about. And that is a perfect time to take a break, because now I am hot and bothered. So when we come back, we will be taking a look at the new teasers for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Hopefully there will be no bouncing dongs, and we will see you in a moment. All right, guys, welcome back to Frame Trap. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Now that I have cooled off, we can move on to a new subject here. Earlier last week, Capcom released 2 new teasers, as they do for Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah.
The weird jigsaw paper teasers featuring 2 new characters for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I actually thought that they would be revealed this past weekend. So we are going to take a look at these 2 videos. Feel free to play along at home, and we will attempt to discern for you what these characters are.
Yeah, let's take a look. I was looking at these a little earlier. Let's see here. And I think this first one isn't really too hard to guess.
Eddie Gordo. No, wait.
Did you take a look at it?
Roger. No. Jackie Chan.
I wasn't sure at first. I wasn't sure who it was, but there's...
That's Heihachi.
Heihachi, yeah, that right there. That's the Heihachi stance. So,
and who else has like the black gi, that's like that?
Yeah, so Heihachi, I guess he's...
That's the easy one, I guess.
Yeah, that was the easy one. That one really didn't stump me too much.
Wait, what if, and I don't want to blow your mind here, what if it's Jinpachi?
Nah, dude. That would be kind of cool, though. I guess.
Do we have the next one coming up here?
Yeah, let me pull up. Hold on one second, guys.
Ooh, dropping the ball.
So here we go. Now this is the hard one. This is the hard one. They throw in they throw you for a loop for this one. So.
Gone. Shadow. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, Skullomania, obviously.
Yeah, Blaster Master. Jackie Chan. Oh, wait.
Guile. Wait, no.
Guile.
No,
yeah.
he's already in there. Oh, Sean! It's gotta be Sean. So that's obviously
that's a troll.
That's obviously what Ono wants you to think.
Yeah.
Is that it's
Can
Sean.
we actually like back that up to the collection at the end?
The collection?
Yeah, because most of these... All right, yeah, and then pause it right there.
Right.
Most of these, they tend to resemble, like kind of like, it's supposed to be like the character standing, and then it's like,
I see like Metro City here, and I see, I don't know, like a hand, and then everything else looks like Blanca.
That would be the ultimate troll. Yeah, why is there green splotches? Yeah. So there's been a lot of speculation about this between two characters, one of which I've heard a lot is Roland. Because it's Metro City, as you mentioned, and also the belt.
Or Relento? Is it Relent?
It's Relent.
It is? I thought it was Relent.
The O is silent.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Yeah, remember Street Fighter Alpha 2? Relent.
Oh, okay. Wow. I've been like...
Although at the same time, Street Fighter Alpha, commentator was also extremely fobby. Yeah, can we zoom and enhance this?
Can we?
No, I'm kidding. It's not CSI. Okay. But I've heard a lot of Roland. And I've also heard Alex, because again, the belt, those are the only two characters that kind of have the belt that you see in the video. And the green splotches, I mean, hey, Alex's pants are green.
Well, I did a little research. I did a little research.
So yeah. CSI haunts.
Yeah, I did a little research because honestly, I went into this and I said, it's Sean. And then I scrolled down on the YouTube comments and they're like, Srolento.
That's like you say BlazBlue and I say BlayBlue.
Yeah, completely different. So I was like, all right, Relento, where do you guys see this? I don't see it. I didn't really see it right off the bat. But then I think there's like a little like tape on his thumb, whatever. The main thing is I said, well, there was some shots of stages there. So I went and looked up Relento's stage.
Oh wow!
And so you'll see this in the trailer. Those the knocked over canister there and the mesh metal there, and that's Relento's stage from I think it was Alpha. Was it 2 or?
It was different looking because there was a billboard and then there was also they had a Harrier jet flying in the background, but it was kind of that elevator scaffolding kind of look to it.
And speaking of dongs, Ono released this teaser picture of Blanca holding. Oh wait, I guess that's Relento's staff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, right. Nice troll there, Ono. So that was on Ono's Twitter as well. So I think when it's all said and done, we're gonna expect Relento over Sean. I have no idea why they would include that basketball shot though. Yeah. I really have no idea what that's about.
Yeah, that's a boner if I ever heard of it. But all right. Well, let's assume for a moment that that Roland is in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Actually, wait. Let me actually put it this way: who would you rather have, Roland or Alex? Because I mean, let's face it, it's like a 60%, if not greater, chance that this is Roland.
I think Relento is a character that I think everybody's been wanting to see in. All the new fighting games. I think a lot of people were hoping to see him in Street Fighter 4. I think in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, though, he's going to be a really interesting character because of his staff. And the thing is in that game, everything's chain combos, so he's going to have a lot of range with his staff. He'll be able to go right into a lot of combos, I'm assuming, from long range. So I would expect him to be a pretty cheap character in that game. Yeah,
especially since we've already seen Poison. She has the riding whip, and she uses that as a weapon, and she has like the big fierce punch and the big strong punch, and she can combo like a quarter screen away. Yeah. So I would imagine Roland would probably resemble that quite a bit.
Even playing Hugo, I think it was like
Stand Strong.
Was that it? Yeah, his medium punch. Yeah. It reaches hella far and just kind of basically pulls you in. It's kind of like I think Wolverine's like medium punch and Marvel 3, where it kind of pulls you in, and those types of attacks, those long range attacks that can be chained into others. I think it's going to be really devastating. So
and we'll have to see if they bounce Street Fighter Cross Tekken out. I mean, it's not going to be out until maybe March at the earliest.
I guess sometime next year, they're saying.
Yeah, it's definitely a 2012 game. I know, I'm super excited for it. I mean, we'll just have to see kind of how it turns out. Oh, it's good. We got it. We got a little Ono troll.
Yeah, there
right
he is.
There.
Yeah, so.
Good Ono.
So I guess we'll find out soon enough. These were released. I think it was like 5 days ago. So I think.
And Tokyo Game Show is coming up this weekend.
Oh, that's this weekend?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh, is Super Battle Opera? Is it?
Wait, oh God, no!
It can't be because aren't those the same weekend? It's got to be like.
This is why I should research these things before we get on. But hey, guess what? It's the pilot season, so we can do that. Yeah. And you know what else we can do? We could take a break. We could take a trip to the Money Zone, run a commercial.
All right, we'll be right back.
Penis. All right, guys, thank you very much for sticking back with us. We're in our final stretch here at Frame Trap. Again, if you want to send us your feedback, you can always hit us up on Twitter at the hashtag FrameTrap. You can also come direct to me at Jared R. And, of course...
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Haunts. iPlayWinner on Twitter, on Facebook, Facebook.com/iPlayWinner. And you want to check out our new website that we have, iPlayWinner.tv. And it was put together by Kay Zinni, Kurt Zinni. I forget his last name. I can't pronounce his last name, but he did a bang-up job. Put together an awesome iPlayWinner.tv site where you have access to our YouTube videos, recent broadcasts, and you get to watch all our streams right there. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and again, the show is all about your feedback. We are very much developing the show. We got a lot of really positive feedback last week, which shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Very appreciative of all that. We definitely got a lot of love for you guys, but we want to hear the negative feedback as well.
Yeah.
Because that's going to help us develop the show. If you want us to talk less about dicks, we can do that. If you want us to talk more about Skullgirls or lesser known fighting games, we can absolutely do that. So please, let us know your feedback. We definitely want to hear it.
Yeah, the response to the initial show that we had last week was phenomenal. I was honestly really surprised because we whipped this up in a matter of I think it was about a month or so. Which you guys watch it now and you're like probably like whatever. It's kind of raw and kind of ghetto, but there's a lot of planning that goes into this. So I'm glad you guys are really enjoying it. The iPlayWinner.com comments we're going to have. Well, we're going to make a post on iPlayWinner.com, and in the comments is probably the best place to put your feedback. YouTube, you can put it on YouTube, but honestly, there's a lot of clutter on there. I don't read every last YouTube comment either.
Oh, I love the YouTube comments.
I mean, I like them, but the chances are I'm not going to read it. But on the site, I'll definitely check it out. And then if you want to hit me up directly on Twitter, again, it's at Haunts. So.
All right. Yeah, sounds great. And before we leave, Haunts has a great announcement concerning the future of Third Strike Online Edition.
Yeah, I'm planning something pretty awesome, I think. There's a new site out there called ThirdStrikeJunkies.com, which is put together by a lot of basically like Third Strike veterans. Farai, Ewing, 5-star. I'm trying to think who else. Matt Chin, Eric Chin. The list goes on and on and on. And as you know, Third Strike Online Edition has pretty good netcode, and it has tournament mode, has the spectating, it has everything. So what we're starting, iPlayWinner TV, is we're going to have on Thursdays, starting around 8 p.m., we're going to have pretty much the best Third Strike players in the country playing against each other online. I'm going to stream it live, and you guys can check out pretty much some of the best matches you'll be able to spectate anywhere, in my opinion, outside of Japan. We also have Let Blood Run. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him. He actually lived in Japan for, I think it was like 2 to 3 years, practicing Third Strike almost every day.
Jeez.
The Japanese were saying that he actually has one of the strongest Chun-Lis out there. He's almost on Rikimaru's level, who's said to be one of the best Chun-Lis out there. So he's going to be on the stream. A lot of really sick Third Strike players are going to be on the stream. So check it out on Thursday. I'm going to make a post on iPlayWinner to give you some more details. Apparently this was leaked on their site a little earlier today, which is awesome. I'm glad they're just hype as I am, but I'm still actually working out the details. So I think that's going to be a pilot episode for us as well come Thursday. But if you guys follow us on Just TV, you probably seen that I've been doing some. Whenever I play online, I'm streaming it here and there. So it's just prepping for this new show. How long it's going to last, I don't know. I think it's probably until I fall asleep or until those guys fall asleep or they get tired of playing. But
Texting me players from all different time zones. So
yeah, well, I think it's mostly going to be from SoCal. I think it's going to be like Dungeon Arcade players. It's going to be people from Family Fun. All those old school like Vic Vance. He's going to apparently he's playing again. A lot of these old school Third Strike players from SoCal are going to be on there. But yeah, there's no stopping us from bringing in players from elsewhere with GGPO. So I'm pretty hyped about it. Keep an eye on iPlayWinner.com. I'll give you some more details on it probably tomorrow.
All right, great. Yeah, another great show for iPlayWinner TV. And that is going to do us this week here on Frame Trap, episode number 2 in the can. Wow.
Yeah, and you check out Cross Counter Live. They're coming up next, the next 15 minutes on the stream.tv featuring Gutex and Mike Ross. That's another cool live show that's coming up right after this, so check it out.
Yep, and there are those who said that this day would never come, episode number 2.
But we're here.
What are they to say now?
I don't know. Did we rehearse this?
No, we did not.
Okay.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. And that's about it.
Yep. See you guys later.
Who said that?
No first and second murder scene? Signed to Casanova.
Casanova. A great lover. Great lover.
Hello? Hello? Is this thing on?